with the Warriors with him. Oh, Podziemski. Pump fake still work.
Hello, everybody. Eric Apricot here. The Warriors took care of business against the shorthanded Spurs with an extremely rare fast start. This is a play for Stephon Castle to ISO Steph Curry. Devin Vassell clears out to the other side to try to bring Podziemski with him. But as soon as they hit the paint, Podziemski turns around and says, "Go, my child. I'm not leaving you alone. I'm leaving you with love." And now he's just sitting here as a goaltender behind Steph. Steph can angle his body to force Castle into his help. So now the rest of the play becomes whether the Spurs can get the ball to the open man, Vassell. First, Jeremy Sochan here puts his thumb over his shoulder saying, "Take my screen." Jimmy starts fighting around the screen. So Sochan says, "Whoa, hang on. If Butler is going to switch to Vassell, that makes me open on a cut to the basket." So he puts his hand up saying, "Make my dreams come true." And Castle tries to fake a pass to Vassell, but then whip a pass to Sochan. And unfortunately, Jimmy Butler is not fooled at all. Easy interception.
Middle with one guy to beat. Go ahead and use that immaculate footwork like Podziemski has. Stephon Castle, fourth pick in the draft. Excellent offensively, but that time throwing it away. Jimmy Butler was there.
Podziemski steps up. He points to Moody and then sets a screen on Moody's defender, Chris Paul. Sochan has to switch, and Moody nicely attacks the closeout. Harrison Barnes stunts in, but he can't stop Moody's finish. After the timeout, the Spurs run this set play, dribble handoff, and then Castle's going to pop out to get this pass. To help make space, Castle shoves off on Jimmy Butler, but Jimmy Butler refuses to be shoved off, and he just holds on to Castle, which puts Jimmy in position to intercept this pass beautifully.
Take advantage of games like this. Jimmy Butler with a steal. Jimmy Butler with a high rise and finish.
Spurs come right back with a high pick and roll. Sochan steps up with a screen. Draymond ready to trap Chris Paul. Sochan immediately rolls. If Castle can get this pass to Sochan, he's going to have a free run rate to the rim. So Jimmy Butler sags back and makes it very hard to get this pass through. And just in case he does get the pass through, Moses Moody is helping way off of Harrison Barnes, ready to rotate to stop this drive. Castle does a good job of reading this, and he passes to Moody's man. Quick counterattack. Podziemski is directing so much traffic. He throws it to Butler and points. Draymond is going to set this pin down for Steph. And Steph is free, but Chris Paul picks up a foul that stops the play. We've covered this sideline out of bounds play in the past. This is WTF. Inbounds goes across the top. Jimmy Butler gets this rip screen from Steph, and then Steph gets the side screen from Draymond. Harrison Barnes sticks his arm out to stop Steph's cut, show, and recover back to Draymond. Draymond with a very timely cut, Steph with a nice pass over the top, and Draymond with the difficult finish.
Okay, then I'm impressed. If somebody's holding it up there for you, you just have to jump and then get the ball up top a little bit easier.
Draymond on.
Spurs counterattack fast. Again, Castle tries to ISO Steph. Again, the Spurs clear out of the area. Again, Jimmy Butler says, "Go, my child. When you tend a rose, a thistle cannot grow." And then he's coming back to help at the strong side block. Steph funneling Castle into the help, and then Steph is called for the bump. Steve Kerr is going to get up and call the next play, and he starts karate chopping at an angle. I believe he's calling something in the angle series, and then Podziemski responds by flashing a 5-3 on his hand. Angle usually means a wing pick and roll. 5-3 suggests that it should be between Jimmy Butler and Draymond Green, and this could be shaping up as a Butler-Green pick and roll. But Butler sees Moody on the wing and sees Chris Paul getting ready to rotate as help, which means Moody is somehow off the grid. So Butler turns this into an ISO. Moody's in complete stealth mode. You can almost hear the shark music. Chris Paul is completely unsuspecting. So when the pass finally comes, Chris Paul almost literally jumps in the air in surprise, and a sweet finish. I don't know if Chris Paul is just mad that he got backdoored, but he kind of tilts on this play. He quickly attacks Moody. Draymond Green has rotated way off of Harrison Barnes to stop this penetration. That means Podziemski has to guard Vassell and Barnes. Podziemski goes early to the corner, so Chris Paul hits the open man Vassell, except Steph has been lurking in the background, I guess just outside of Paul's peripheral vision, and he snipes this pass. Counterattack time. Two players stop Draymond's drive. Jimmy Butler is open, but the pass is too hard to get through, so Draymond pulls out. Harrison Barnes sees Butler. He needs one of these guys to switch, makes a sweeping arm motion to switch to Butler. Unfortunately, this defender picks up Draymond. This defender picks up Podziemski. So Barnes realizes, oh man, I guess I have to cover Butler after all. And Podziemski alertly hits him with the pass on time and a beautiful finish. We should talk about one last play.
He finally drew a play for me, so I had to shoot it. Yeah, he drew it up for me, so he asked me did I want one. I said yeah, so I got one.
Pick and roll with Pat Spencer and Trayce Jackson-Davis. Davis with the quick roll, which makes this defender step over to tag TJD, but it was all a bait to free up Kevon Looney in the corner. Looney is faded to make his first three since 2021. We might as well go straight into a celebration audit. GB2 is by far the first one to believe general pandemonium. Quentin Post jumps up, indicating the massive size of Looney's stroopwafels. Jimmy Butler usually has pretty vanilla celebrations, but here he's going with a happy feet, happy tantrum. And Brandin Podziemski goes for a second leprechaun frolic. I can't resist talking about one bonus play. Steve Kerr does not believe in running out the clock, but you can tell the Warriors are conflicted about shooting at the end of a blowout. But look who's willing to step up. Trayce Jackson-Davis calling for the ball. I volunteer as tribute. Guy Santos whips the ball over. Well, Looney hit a three. Can Trayce Jackson-Davis capture lightning in a bottle again? You know who believes it? Brandin Podziemski. He knows faith is the answer. Pat Spencer realizes what's happening. He goes double or nothing on the proceedings. Turns his back, flashing double sideways threes. Trayce Jackson-Davis launches it, lets go, and lets God. Unfortunately, God's plan was a near air ball, and we're going to let Buddy Hield have the last word on this celebration. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. It really helps the channel. And if you didn't enjoy this video, I promise I'll do better next time.
Man, I was excited to see it. Well, y'all know that's what Loon did back in the day. You know, that's the player that he was in high school and college, and it's been really cool for me to see somebody like him be able to get to the NBA and find a different role, change what he does, and to conform and find his place. And that's what he's been able to do, and I respect him and I respect that so much. But to see him go back to his old ways for the corner three ball was cool tonight.
Hopefully we see the bench reacts.
I didn't get to see it yet. I didn't want to look. I want to act like I've been there before. So, but it was fun to get a I worked hard enough on it all summer, man. I was planning on shooting more this year, but you know how the game goes. But I was finally able to get one up. I made it to that.